Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome back to Resurwreck Autos HQ. So guys, today we are working on Mrs Resurwrecks car. The wife's car has got some issues. She's been telling me for the last week or so that it's not performing right. It keeps over revving a little bit. She really has to sort of put her foot down to sort of get it going. I've scanned it. There is an engine management light that come up. I've cleared it. I've scanned it and cleared it twice now over the last week. But today I thought, let's just get it in. Let's find out what's going on and let's see if, you know, once we do all the little bits and pieces to it that I'm thinking it's going to be, we can, she can take her car and she can drive away again, and hopefully we can solve it. So let's get into it. I'll explain what's going on. Let's do this. So yes, guys, the wife's Mrs Resurwrecks car, the Range Rover Evoque. It is a lovely car, and the colour, you know what I mean, the red and the black really sets it off. It's really nice. It's even got the red and black interior as well. You know, it really does look a nice car. So we're going to try and sort this out for her today. We've got two codes that come up, and I've written them down so you can see them. So the first one is P0744, torque converter clutch solenoid. Now, that's obviously to do with the automatic transmission box. It's got to be, because it's to do with the clutch and the torque converter inside the clutch. And the solenoid is like a little valve that controls the oil going into and out of. So it kind of controls where the oil sort of goes to, the solenoid. So, but I've looked into it. I've looked into it and looked on forums, trying to look online and stuff like that. And they're all saying, everyone's saying, it's more likely going to be the oil change that needs to be done on this. Once you do that, it should solve it, because it's the oil that's sort of not really it's not really, it's too thick, or it's, you know, it's not passing through certain passages, and it's not getting to that solenoid, and that's the reason why it's throwing up that code. We are going to pull the oil and do an oil change on this. I've not done this before, so I'm not quite sure how it's going to go, but we'll see how we get on. And I'm also going to pull the solenoid out of the gearbox as well, and we're going to clean that, check that, and have a look at that to see what's going on and see if that is blocked. So that's that. The other thing we've got going on is this one here, P0744, system too rich at idle, bank 1. So that is the only thing it's telling me on the computer. It's not telling me nothing else but that. So again, that could be a number of things. Too rich at idle, so it's definitely to do with the fuel, because it's rich, not lean. I believe rich is to do with the fuel. Is it to do with the air? I'll have to look one of them, rich and lean. One's to do with the air, one's to do with the fuel. So we're going to check that as well. We're going to do a service, oil change, spark plug change. We're going to clean the MAF sensor, because apparently that could have something to do with it. The MAF sensor is not giving a correct reading. It could even be do you know, like the sensors on the exhaust? So it could be one of those. So we're really going to go over this car today, and we're going to have a check, take things off, clean things up, and have a real good go at it. So hopefully we can stop these codes keep coming up for us. So, because yeah, it's just annoying, especially when she messaged me or phones me and says, the light's back up. So yeah, and obviously, guys, happy wife, happy life. So that is what we need to do. So I'll set you up. Let's get cracking, and then we'll start with the gearbox oil first. Let's do this. Right, guys, let me just show you the fill up and the drain plugs on this automatic gearbox for this Range Rover Evoque. You can see this here, it's got like a little bolt on the top. That is actually the fill up point here. Some of them have a drain plug at the bottom here, the gearbox, but this one don't have it. It's a little bit further underneath, and I'll show you that. But that's where the fill up one here goes. I have to undo that first, and then we're going to undo the bolt from underneath. With this one here, so now we're underneath, and obviously this is the gearbox side, and that's the engine side. Here is the drain plug right here, and there's two sections to this. There's the middle section there, which has got to come down first, a little bolt that comes down, and then you've got another bolt that comes down with a long sort of it's like a little fill up level something, but I'm not going to bother with that. All I'm going to do is I'm going to drain out, and then I'm going to obviously put it in a container, and whatever I pull out I'm going to put back in, because you're never going to get, with these gearboxes, you're never ever going to get all the oil out just by draining it from that plug. There's oil all over and all inside the gearbox, all around the sort of different gears, and it's everywhere. So you're never going to get it out all, but most of it will come out of there. Probably about, I've looked into it, it's probably about 3.5, 4 litres, maybe under. So I've got 5 litres coming from the gearbox oil, and we're just going to put back in new what we take out, and then yeah, that should be good to go. So let's now drain it, or undo the fill up plug first, undo that one, then come to this one, then we're going to pull this out and see how much oil we can get out. It's actually still hot because I've been driving it about a little while, so it is actually quite hot. So that oil is going to be quite hot coming out. And then once we've done the change on the gearbox oil, we're going to do the engine oil, which is here, I think. I'll check the oil to see what it's like, but I don't think I've done it. I think I've done it recently, actually. I might check that before I take it out, actually. But let's crack on. Oh, let me get off the floor. Let's crack on now with the gearbox oil first. I have removed the air intake with the MAF sensor, which is over here. We're going to do an air filter change. Just swap it over. It's a little bit dirty. So we'll swap that over for a new one. And I want to clean this up. I've got some MAF sensor, electrical MAF sensor spray being delivered as well. And we're going to clean up that as well and put that back in for us, see if that makes any difference. But like I said to you, we've got two sort of, we have got two codes here, so we've got two separate items. So let's crack on with the first one, which is the torque converter clutch solenoid. I want to try and find out what that is as well and get that out of the way, but I need to drop the oil first, and then we'll find the solenoid and get that off. So let's keep going, let's do this. Right guys, there we go. That is the oil dripping out. So yeah, like I said, there's two parts to this. This is the first part that goes up, and then the second part goes into there. So yeah, to get all of it out, you have to take them off, take two pieces out. That one just goes into that bit there. So yeah, and we ain't got a lot of oil in it, I've got to be honest. There's not, I thought it was going to get more than that. It looks really dirty and horrible as well. So it's definitely worth changing this to see if it makes a difference. And it'll clear that code for that torque converter, which is in between the gearbox and the engine. So yeah, still got to find where the solenoid is. It's hiding somewhere, and I really want to get it off to have a little cleaning up in there and that, just to make sure that it's not dirty. I'll see if I can find the location online, and then we'll go for it. So I am going to continue letting this drain out as much as we can. I know it's dripping now, literally just drip, 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 but I think it's worth just keeping it there for now. We have got other things we can crack on with. So we have got the top end as well I want to sort out. So can take off the get out the spark plugs. I've got the new plugs here, Iridium ones. So we're going to be putting those ones in for new spark plugs as well. Got some cleaner, which apparently this is the one. Air intake and carburetor cleaner. So we're going to use that for this. Clean it all up. And then this is our new automatic transmission oil. So whatever, like I said, whatever we've taken out of there, we're going to put the same amount of this in. I can't see it being, it's probably about, I think it's about 3 litres, maybe just under 3. But I've got this container and we're going to measure it to see actually how much we've got to go in there. So let's leave that dripping for now. Let's move on to the top. We'll get the spark plugs off. We'll have a clean up. We'll have a little clean around there, see if we can put out any solenoids or anything that we can clean up to make it better with the codes. And yeah, just continue doing that in there, and we'll leave that for now until it's all dripped out. So I'll set you up. Let's do this. Guys, slowly getting there. Done the spark plugs on all 4. Swap them over for the new ones. These are the old ones, so they are a little bit, yeah. This is probably the worst one, that one there, really. Let me turn it off. That one there is probably the worst one. But you can see it's like burning the top of the actual sparks. So, yeah. It's always nice to change spark plugs, I suppose. It's going to help, innit? I have measured out me transmission oil. And you can see it's just there, which is 1, 2, 3, just over 3. And I've sort of just lined it up with this here. But I've done that wrong. I should be doing it the other way around. So the mark should be down here. Even though I've marked it here, it's wrong. I need to count backwards from there, don't I? So I need to go. So if it's 3.2, let's say. So there's the 4 there. So we need to go 1, 2, 3. So it's just below that mark there. So I need to empty this bottle just so it's there, not there. So that is what we're going to do next. We're going to fill up the actual gearbox with the new oil. Got the pipe all connected here, and it runs down into the fill up point, which is there. You see the pipe there, and it just goes in. Push the pipe in, and then fill it up with whatever you took out, which in our case was just over about 3.2 litres of the oil, which is about correct, really. It's what everyone that I've been watching and seeing doing. It come out the same amount. So yeah, let's now get cracking with that. I cannot find the clutch converter solenoid, so I'm assuming that it's inside the gearbox somewhere. And that's why I can't get to it. So let's hope and see if this is going to work. Sometimes, a lot of people saying dirty oil stops the solenoid working correctly, and that's what creates issues with the actual the converter. So yeah, fingers crossed this works. Otherwise, it means taking the gearbox out, stripping it down, having a clean up, and replacing any parts, replacing the gearbox if you have to, whatever. Do you know what I mean? But let's do it this way, because this is always the cheaper way of doing it, for sure. So let's continue. We'll get the oil in, and yeah, probably put this top end back on as well, the air box, put all that back together, and then we'll give it a start up. I might take these valves off as well and give them, see if they're dirty. You never know. So yeah, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, someone come to the door, wanted a quick chat. So what was I saying? Yeah, I might just take off these solenoids as well, which is like a VVTs, I think. I'm not sure, so I'll have a look at this. Or is that the VVTs? Yeah. I'm not sure in a minute. I just think, whatever I can take off and clean at this point is going to be, end up better, really. So, yeah. But let's carry on. Let's get that oil in, the gearbox. And then we'll just see what we can get done today. Just do some more checks. Just make sure everything's good. And we'll carry on. So let's do this. Right, guys, that is the gearbox oil done. So, like I said to you earlier, this is the magic line there. That's what it, the rest of that's obviously got new and it's gone back into the gearbox. So instead of going up to there, where I marked it, it needed to go to there. So that's done. That's the right amount. Now, back into the gearbox. So we're going to see if that's going to make any difference when it comes to taking it out, driving it around, and stuff like that. But we have got a little bit more to put back together. A little bit on the top end, got to go back in place. You know, the wheel, the under tray. So we have got some bits and pieces to do, but yeah, it is that is the plug back in place now, all tightened up. So yeah, let's continue, put it all back together, take it for a test drive. I'll do that later, but let's just get it all back together for now. Let's carry on. Let's do this. Right, okay, guys, it's all back together, apart from the case. It sounds a bit tingy because it's the 2-litre Ford petrol engine, EcoBoost. That's what this engine is, EcoBoost engine. So, yeah, you can hear the high pressure fuel pump ticking away. But, yeah, so what I've been doing is I've been sort of putting it into gear. Just making sure that it don't like it when bonnet and doors are open when the car's running. So yeah, foot on the brake and then just sort of put it into reverse so it comes up, then into neutral, then into drive. So I'm just basically going through, you know, going through all the gears, making sure that it goes in, and it does, you know, getting no issues whatsoever. So that's good. Just letting it warm up a little bit, get the temperature going from the, you know, the gearbox oil, just warming it up, and then I'll take it for a drive. So, but yeah, I think, guys, it's going to be a good one now. I think it's going to be all right until she messaged me about the lights back on. So, but she is Mrs Resurwreck. She has been talking about changing this out. She wants something bigger. So I might be looking at a BMW X5 or something that sort of size, and swapping this out for that. Not quite sure. I'm going to see if I can find one at auction to repair. And yeah, I'm sure you'll see that on the channel if we do it. I think she wants to go down that route, or like a Mercedes GLE or GLA or whatever they are, the big ones. Where I think that's the route she wants to go down, is get a bigger car now. We haven't got a bigger family. It's just, she wants a bigger car, so you know, it is what it is. But for now, we are done on the Range Rover Evoque. Hopefully, fingers crossed, she gets no issues and the lights don't come back up, and you know, we're not getting any sort of engine management lights and stuff like that. You just never know with these gearboxes, but they're very, very tricky. Do you know what I mean? As soon as you leave them, as soon as you don't maintain them, maintenance, change the oils, you know, then you've got to go down the route of new clutch, you know, converters and new gearbox. You know, anything can go wrong. So it's worth changing it to see if it gets rid of that code. I'm hoping it will. Still can't find that solenoid, so I'm assuming it's inside the actual gearbox somewhere. Anyway, that's enough waffling, guys. Just before I go, just want to quickly say, I did win another new project today. Hopefully, I can pick it up tomorrow. If I can, I'm going to show you, and we're going to have a walk around it, and we're going to start it straight away tomorrow. But I'll let you know, guys, in tomorrow's video what happens with that. For now, that's it. Don't forget to drop me a comment, give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys soon in the next one. Take care. Thanks for watching.